Hey sis, meet me on the porch. At this point, I need everybody to meet me on the porch. I need the black women, I need the white women, and I need the black men. This is some seriously real that I am utterly disturbed by, and I am just tired because I don't understand why there's this major attack on black women. So this video, if it goes into a part two, not a problem. I'm about to ram it up. I was in the barbershop today. And it was a young black male come in there. He might have been between that 22 to 24 age group. Very handsome, very, very handsome. So I believe he's might have just been coming back from college or graduating or whatever the case may be, because they were happy to see him when he came in. So he sits down, and so they're just talking, what's going on? And he's giving an update. He's graduated, he's got an engineering degree. Oh my God, I'm over there on the proudness. I'm in the background. I don't know him. I'm just kind of sitting down, listening to what he's saying. So the barber begins to get filled in on him. What's been going on? This and that. And he says, I'm coming back. I'm getting married. So everybody, like, great. And I'm so on the side being so nosy and over there like a proud auntie. I don't even know this young man, right? So they start to kind of converse amongst each other, and they're talking. And so the young man says, yeah, I'm having a little problem. It's a lot going on because I'm marrying a white woman. And my family, they're not too happy about it.
All right. Yeah. So I'm going to stop it for a minute. I don't even know why she was in somebody's conversation that deep. Is crazy to me, but obviously she's offended, and she says, are white women black men's peace?
You know what? That's not true. It ain't got nothing to do with the race or color. It's femininity. That's what it is. When I went to college, that was my first display of femininity from women where it wasn't sexual. Like being an athlete and having all those female athletic trainers. Like, and you an athlete, they serve you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, goodness gracious, what is this? And it wasn't always sexual, you know what I mean? And so it's not race. It ain't white women, black men's
Come and tape your ankle.
Yeah.
Tape your wrist.
Oh, sweet kind massage, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all that. But it ain't got nothing to do with color. It's that femininity. Femininity gonna win, ladies.
They're not too happy about it. So the barber and everybody was like, oh, well, to each his own and this, that, and the other. So the barber was just kind of speaking to him, and he said, hey, where'd you meet her? And he said, oh, I met her in college. And he was like, oh, okay, because, back in the day you had all the girls. What made you decide that she was the one? Like, what made you want to marry the white girl or the white woman? No, with no disrespect. So what this young man said after that is what just literally took me out the game as a black woman, as a black mom, in general. So he says that, he come from, of course, the hood and had a hard knock life, just with one mom and no dad, and that same shit. Like, don't nobody I hate the fact that is such a stereotype. We hate it too. But so he goes off to say that when he went to college, it was a college that was mixed, but more so of a white college. And he start, meeting up with white friends, and, they introduced him to another whole world that he didn't know existed, and
that part, kind of to piggyback off what Mr. Walker just said. A lot of black men is growing up in the hood. Your auntie, your mom, they all ratchet, they all brutish and ignorant for the most part. They won't make you a plate. They ain't about to rub your back if you're hurt. None of that. You ain't getting no nurturing after the age of 2. It's over with for the most part. And then they go off and they meet, different ethnicities and races of people. And they like, man, it's a different thing, I guess.
And that's why I keep asking, what is this malice between melanated men and women? What is the disconnect where these sisters don't feel inclined to present femininity and softness to their melanated man? What is that? Where Becky and Marisol, they will very willingly. And that's why these men are end up going. Shout out to my good brother Shamar, man. Big old 6'5" giant of a ninja, brilliant, taking over the world. And he went up there, found him a feminine woman that didn't exactly share his complexion. And he went out and conquering the world. Salute to my brother, because it's that femininity. And I was sitting there coming from the hood. I didn't know what I was looking at, Mr. X. I was a little bit judgy in my youth and my ignorance. But now I grew up, I'm like, you know what? Makes perfect sense. Femininity gives a man peace. Ambitious man cannot survive or even breathe without cooperation and femininity from his woman. You got to go.
That part. So what's your take, HQ? What you thinking about this video so far?
I don't see what the big deal is with the world is the way it is, and you not being able to find black love on black love. Why not go out of your race and find whatever you can find? I mean, I don't have any problem with him going out. He's found what he was looking for in Becky. So that's what you want. That's what you need to get, regardless of what color she is. You didn't find it in the black woman, so find it in the white woman or Hispanic woman or whatever woman you find it in. That's what you're supposed to do.
I think, I think I could speak for a lot of melanated men when I say, correct me if I'm wrong, that most melanated men want to be with their melanated sisters. Right. However, that feminine aspect is key. That is it. That's what gets a man wrapped around your finger. That femininity, that softness, is undeniable. Ladies, take heed.
The young girl, she became a friend and then introduced him to their family. And when he goes over there, they're all married. The parent is married and they have a really good home and they do things together and they communicate. It's just a good energy, a good vibe. And this man said, I never knew this side of life. My life was always loud and chaotic and always disruptive with my family. So the young man said, he would go over there and they would go on vacations. They would have Sunday dinners. When they had cookouts, there was no fussing, no fight, no arguing. It was just all love and vacations. I was thrown at what this young man was saying in regards to what he seen and what he witnessed being with this young lady and this new side of life. And so he said that, when he seen it, he started thinking about all of the chaos that his life was. It was always baby mama drama and fussing and fighting, and they'll get together as a family and it'll be a fight. And the drunk uncles, the drunk mamas, he was like, my aunt and uncles, they all on welfare and always scheming and always fussing and fighting, cussing, trying to hook up with this dude and that dude. And
what I just say, that's the typical black man experience. I mean, granted, it's not 100%. It might be more like 60 or 70. The vast majority of brothers grow up around these more rough women in the hood. A lot of us don't grow up in the suburbs. We don't have those type of experiences. Most of us grow up in the hood around a certain type of woman until you get older and get out in life and start experiencing different stuff.
Shout out to Lil Scrappy, that viral video when he's talking to his mom and his wife or girlfriend. He said, I'm going through a hard time. I can't go to my mom. She hard. I can't go to my woman. She hard. Now, yeah, he chose his woman, but at the very same time, just to make the point, like, we gotta get past this hurt and trauma of the past, whatever it is, because there's something there. We acknowledge it, sisters. There's something there that's stopping the femininity, because femininity is vulnerability. Shout out to the chat. So we acknowledge that at the very same time, it needs to be addressed.
I worked in a barbershop. It's hard not to listen to people's conversations. And everybody was like, she's ear hustling. I've been guilty of doing that a few times in the barbershop. But yeah, I mean, like, what do you say? You can't be mad at him for wanting a better experience for himself than what he was raised with, and maybe she, instead of making this video, go to the car, eat your lunch, and ponder about some of the ways that maybe you've been unpleasant to deal with, in your own family. And instead of making a video to talk to all of us nobodies and strangers in your life, maybe you go and have real life conversations with people in your family who you might not have been on the up and up with. Maybe 10 years ago you were immature. Maybe there's something you need to go and apologize for. Like, what are you doing to make your family life more pleasant? Because sometimes, like I've been wanting to make videos and I've been wanting to say things, but lately everything has been like at a very high fever pitch, like with the government and with these things that are coming out socially. And it makes us all want to have opinions about things that are outside of ourselves. But when we find ourselves making videos like this woman here about what she overheard in the barbershop, instead of self-reflecting about like what you could be doing better, what I could be doing better as a mom or a wife or a daughter to my dad and mom or a sister to my brother, like that is what I need to be toiling about and talking about with people, not what I heard in the barbershop or, you know, like that's his life. What are you doing to make your life better? So that would be my question to her after she got up and did this rant. Did you do anything to make your current situation better? Because it seems like you could be bitter because this is you.
That part.
It's just all these black women, just all that seemed like that's all I was raised up under. That's all I seen. That's all I know. And then I get to the white woman and it's different. And what he said after this is what really broke me. He said, you know, it's like when I came home the last time, he said, and I was in my family's event, it was nothing but chaos. He said the women, they in house shoes and bonnets, you know, they ghetto acting. He said, and I love them, but I don't love it. And he said, being with my white girlfriend, fiance, and her family, he said, you know what it's like? And this is what got me, ladies. He said, it's like if you're in a crowded room and you're surrounded by chaos and just everything, and everything is just chaotic and noisy and loud and disruptive, and you take some headphones and you put the headphones on and you can drown everything out, because when you put the headphones on, it's quiet and it's peace. He said, that's what my fiance is to me and her white family. That whiteness, he said, they're my headphones and they are my peace. He said, and then black women and my black side of the family, they are the noise. They are the chaos. They are the noise. My bad, my video cut off. But, you know, he said, black women, they are the noise. They are the chaos that was in his life. And now he has put on the headphones and received that peace from his white fiance and her family, with all due respect. But my question is, why the hell are we always so targeted? We as black women are consistently here to protect everybody, but there's not a damn person out here protecting us. And the first person that will attack us is our men. I don't care what you say. Our men. This young man was not attacking us, but for him to compile and say that all black women are noise and every other race is their piece is heart-wrenching.
Huh. Here we go. The title of tonight's show, the modern women, they are the least protected. Her words. She said, we ain't protected. You just made up this whole story in your head. I'm going to go on to say none of this is true. All right. She just broke her phone out and started improvising. But here we are.
And I didn't hear, here we go. Shout out to being triggered and being stuck at that triggering point. Even in her own story, I didn't hear her say that he said that every melanated woman is loud just because he said his auntie and mama in them is. He never said every, we don't say every woman. Logic, that Y chromosome does not allow us non-hurt men, HQ, to say every woman. We don't say that. He simply pointed out the majority, if not every woman in his life, not every woman in the world. And we can't be emotional. Oh, that's not fair. It is fair. Me and my sister was talking, you know, and we acknowledged and said, you know what? We never experienced real femininity or mothering or nurturing attributes from any of our female elders in our family. Not one. Not a grandmother, not a mother, not an auntie, none of them. It's unfortunate. But these are things we're trying to point out because a lot of people say this ain't true.
That part. So what's your take, HQ?
No, it's understandable because when you go to college and you're if you're born in the hood and that's all you are around is ratchet women, and then you go to college and then you see other forms of people. You go to a liberal college, more so a liberal college where you have a mixture of people, then you're going to see different things. Obviously, you're going to be attracted to those different things. So I see where he got it from. I would question whether if you've only dealt with black women and you go to a school and then you find a white woman that gives you the peace, Why couldn't you find a black woman that could have gave you the same piece at that university? So that's my thing. Because I guess it may be a liberal thing, or maybe a man thing. Maybe you're just attracted to whoever you become attracted to. I mean, I'm not attracted to anybody of a different race. Not saying I couldn't be. I'm just saying it wouldn't be my first choice. So I'm saying, was that his first choice, or was he just picking her because she represents peace? Maybe he could have found that peace with a black woman. Is he attracted to black women, or is he attracted to white women? I would have looked for a black woman that gave me peace, as opposed to a white woman who gave me peace if I'm attracted to black women.
Well, I'll say this. I'll say one thing that we do know is that our melanated sisters are not really interested in marriage in college when they are younger. And they are being told this by the older women, their aunties and them are telling them, wait till you're in your 30s and you establish and you know what you want. So it probably is hard for these young men to find a marriage-minded black woman that they are attracted to. And it's probably much easier to find Becky and them.
That's facts. You know, me and my wife joke around. I worked in the front office of a building, checking folks in as they came in my freshman year. And I was sitting there, you know, single guy. And I'm sitting there looking at the sisters come through, interacting with them. And before my feminine sweet wife came through, she know 3 of her brutish hood counterparts came through. Like, so there you go. Like, HQ, I feel you. You know, I love my melanated.
You don't have to throw them shade. You don't have to throw them shade.
Yes, I do. But at the same time, like they said in the chat, finding these softer melanated sisters, I'm telling you, HQ, they're few and far in between. That's the thing. Like Becky pouring it on. Like I remember sitting there in that office before my wife came in, and it was some, and shout out to HQ. Yes, right. It was some Caucasian sister never encountered black folks before, but she still was feminine. All right. But it's tough, HQ. Just letting you know, it's hard finding a healed melanated sister coming from these gynocratic orders. That's we're not there. You go. It's sympathy and empathy here. We're not blaming these young women, not wholeheartedly. There's blame to pass down to their parents. Like Mr. X said, they mama telling them, don't be worried about no man. You get your education. Why can't y'all do both? Like, there you go. There's an answer to a bit of your question. Why can't y'all do both? Why aren't these men finding women of their complexion? Why aren't these women doing both? Just like Marisol and Maylene, getting their education and finding a man, their husband.
I mean, if I wanted to have peace, of course, I could go. You could go to somebody that is not black, that's not ratchet or whatever, or I could go to, you know, there's all different stereotypes, there's all different types. So I'm saying, am I attracted? I would question, are you attracted to this person? Is this person your highest desire, or are you just looking for peace somewhere? Because if you're looking for peace somewhere, okay, fine. If that's your priority, great, fine. But I also have to have passion. I also have to be attracted to the person. I also have to have a want and a desire for the person. And peace I just can't have peace and I'm not attracted to the person, or I just can't have peace and she just exists. That's not how that world works. That's not how that works. So, I mean, I would question that. If all you dated is black women and all of a sudden I need peace and you run over there and want to date Becky, I'd have questions for you. So that's just me.
As far as this woman, we're going to take her, put her in the sub.
Yeah, light work.
The passengers of the doomed Titanic sub spent their last moments in total darkness looking for bioluminescent creatures out of the small window and listening to their favorite music. The new details of the 5 passengers' final moments have been revealed by the wife and mum of the father-son duo.
Wade in the water, diamond, wade in the water. Something's gonna trouble the water. You better wade in the water.
I love observing this participation trophy culture we live in. Like, you know, shout out to HQ. Like, it hurts saying, you know, oh, we're on the bottom. You know, I'm not the best. And I gotta continue. And I will always give credit to athletics, because you are used to being poked, prodded, judged, and at times even condemned. You get used to that pressure of striving to do better. However, when we live in a participation trophy where you get accolades just for showing up in a raggedy t-shirt and some ill-fitting jeans. This is how we get here. I don't agree with it. I like competition. I believe in the idea that man sharpens man as iron sharpens iron. There's got to be some friction. There's got to be some turmoil to get the best out of us. We can't just be, oh, don't mess with me. I'm a delicate little flower.